Miranda Hobbs has never been happy. She admitted to this in season 6 of Sex and the City while dating someone who was literally perfect for her.
I am never gonna be happy. It's just not gonna happen for me.
While juggling the day-to-day life of motherhood to a son who resented her for being a workaholic,
Oh, it's okay, Brady. Mommy's just gotta go to work. He just misses his mommy, Magda. Where's the waiter with the check?
Miranda, relax. Magda hasn't even finished yet.
I still have a brief to work on when I get home.
Sit down, please, and have some breakfast.
I can't. I had this presentation today and I'm sick to my stomach.
You can't, Bobby.
She has to go to work. Yeah.
I stepped on a used condom in Brady's room this morning. Brady's bedroom floor is a minefield. Jesus! And no Louisa for a week.
Oh, okay. Now you sound really crazy.
Do those headphones work?
Obviously not if I can hear you. Mom, I told you don't have to come all the way over here every morning just to make me breakfast.
So it's me and you, Brady.
I'm working with Louisa.
Oh, naturally. I wonder if you've given any more thought to the summer program in Costa Rica. It sounds great to me.
Then you do it.
My son called me a bitch because I sent his girlfriend home and forced him to do his homework.
and a long-term marriage of almost 2 decades to her somewhat ailing husband,
Hey, I got hearing aids. I'm an all-timer now.
You only have 60% hearing loss in one ear and 40% in the other.
Yeah, because I'm old.
Oh.
Miranda found herself experiencing what seemed like a midlife crisis. So it only made sense that she would want to start breaking out of her shell and changing things up in her life. Miranda changed her hair color, much to Charlotte's chagrin,
Are you gonna, I just think the gray ages you.
decided to go back to school, and eventually met someone else. Enter Che Diaz, Carrie's boss at the now-defunct podcast X, Y, and Me. After the death of her best friend's husband, the two had a meet-cute at the funeral. How did this happen? Che was smoking oregano outside of the funeral with Miranda's underage son.
He is my son. He is a minor. Who the are you anyway? What are you, some kind of a funeral
Oregano
pusher?
No, I'm not, but that is a great idea for an untapped market.
You think this is funny?
Well, not yet, but give me an hour or two and I'll work it into a solid tight 10.
Mom.
I'm gonna rip your goddamn head off.
When Miranda confronted Che, she was later met with the horror of finding out that they're actually their best friend's boss.
Oh, Miranda, I want you to meet someone. This is my podcast boss, Che Diaz.
However, instead of it being awkward, the two struck up a conversation that turned friendly.
Very cool how you protected him out there.
Well, thank you. I guess I'm kind of like a mama bear.
Mama bear? Honey, try Papa Bear.
Miranda was smitten from this interaction, which led to her tagging along with Carrie at Che's comedy concert.
Che is funny.
I'm glad you think so because you're coming with me to their comedy concert Friday night.
Oh, great!
Miranda, intrigued by a potential new love interest, decided to stick around after the show ended so she could talk to them.
Rambo!
Here, we can see how Miranda has instantly put Che on a pedestal and begins gushing over their performance.
I kept hearing your voice in my head saying, change. What you said is so true, though. You were so amazing up there. You are like a comedy prophet.
Okay, do me a favor. Stop talking.
Afterwards, Che offers Miranda some oregano, to which Miranda declines. Che then rephrases the question by offering to blow said oregano into her mouth, simulating a kiss.
I think you could use some.
Oregano.
Oh, wow. No, I don't think so.
Do you mind if I shotgun you?
Is that where you blow the... Okay.
Later, after her best friend undergoes surgery, Che shows up to offer comfort, but since Carrie isn't in the mood, Miranda meets up with them and has lunch. Here, Miranda begins to learn more about Che.
Cheryl used to hold everything in. All that unhappiness and yeah, making her physically and emotionally constipated, just lying to herself and everyone else. I let it all out. I tell the whole truth on myself, on stage, off. I feel it. I haven't shit my pants in 3 years. I'm sorry, I know reading.
During her best friend's recovery post-surgery, in which Miranda was tasked with assisting Carrie, Che drops by with liquor to cheer Carrie up.
Hello?
Hey, it's Che Diaz.
Oh, hey, come on up. What a pleasant surprise.
I was just stopping by with 2 things to help Carrie podcast better from home, a professional mic and some aged tequila.
Miranda takes advantage of the opportunity by letting her in for more flirting.
She's taking a little nap now. We gotta keep it down.
Probably not a great idea to ask if she wants to do a shot.
But you could ask me.
Che, who was originally gifting the tequila to Carrie, goes on to drink said tequila and light up in her apartment. Remember, this is Carrie's boss, and it's also Carrie's apartment that she's lighting up in without any consent from Carrie, who is asleep. Side note, Che does not consider anyone else's comfort when they smoke. But Miranda doesn't care that Che is being inconsiderate. She is so into Che that she doesn't even want them to go when they announce they have to leave for a gig. So this happens.
I better bounce. I got a gig, and Jersey is not going to make itself laugh.
If you weren't in such a hurry, I'd ask you to shotgun me again.
At your service.
While this is going on, Carrie is waking up and struggling to get to the bathroom as her temporary nurse is in the middle of a loud organism, so she ends up soaking her sheets. Once Miranda and Che finish their activity, Che casually leaves and Carrie, shocked by Miranda's abrupt affair, instantly asks what has gotten into her, which prompts Miranda to admit the obvious.
What are you doing? You are married and you just had sex in my kitchen.
I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy. I hate my marriage. I hate it. This isn't enough.
Now, there's nothing wrong with re-examining your life. A person's sexuality can change over time, and one should always prioritize living their truth, no matter what stage in life they're currently in. However, Miranda has not communicated any of this to Steve. Charlotte is also shocked by the revelation, accusing Miranda of having a midlife crisis.
I had sex with Che at Carrie's apartment after the surgery when we thought she was asleep.
What?
I can feel judgment emanating from your pores.
You're having a midlife crisis. You should have just dyed your hair.
Post-encounter, Miranda is so fixated on Che that she begins recreating the event, both by herself and with her husband. But it's not good enough. She describes the brief moment with Carrie as the best feeling of her life, which makes her sad that she'll most likely never have it again.
What's the lifespan of an unanswered text? 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months?
Che.
I can't believe that I had the most transcendent sex of my life and it'll never happen again.
That is, until she sees Che doing stand-up at an event where Carrie's being honored. Miranda seeks out Che and asks why they've been ignoring her.
So, how have you been?
I've been fine, thank you. And yourself?
What's going on? Why are you being weird?
You never wrote me back.
You wrote me?
DM'd me back, or whatever.
Well, when did you DM me?
Like 3 months ago.
Che then gaslights Miranda by telling her that they've just been really high.
I've done a ton of
Oregano.
I can barely remember 3 hours ago. Plus, I get a lot of DMs. You should have just DM'd me again. Ask for what you want.
Then, Che offers another sexual encounter, to which Miranda happily obliges.
I want to go someplace with you and take off all your clothes.
Really? I think I'm in love with you.
Fresh off of cheating on her husband again, Miranda attends a pride event that Che is hosting. As she's now living a double life, when she sees her son and his girlfriend at the event, Miranda runs away, which Che notices. Later, they confront Miranda, who surprised them with coffee.
What was that Looney Tunes exit?
I saw my son, and I didn't want him to see me here with you.
He doesn't know about me?
He doesn't know about me.
He doesn't know you're in an open marriage? You are in an open marriage, aren't you?
I wasn't, till you.
Are you kidding me?
We probably should have discussed this before now.
You think?
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Miranda, why did you even put yourself out there if you're not available? Thank you for the coffee. Oh, yeah, sure.
We're going to put a pin in this moment for later because right now, Che, despite their litany of red flags, is right to be offended that Miranda is not being completely honest with them. However, their lack of communication implies that this relationship is mostly physical above anything else. But Miranda is desperate to please Che, who wants nothing to do with a married woman.
I want Che, and this is something that I have to do, or there's no Che.
She essentially stalks them, popping up right before they are about to leave for Cleveland to do a gig, and frantically announces that she's going to leave her husband.
No, I'm gonna change the circumstance. I am, and I want us to be together.
Che's response?
I can't give you anything traditional.
That's fine. That is great. I'm gonna take care of it.
Miranda then promptly tells Steve that she wants a divorce and that she met someone else.
I can't do this anymore. I'm not happy. I've met someone.
She has now ended an almost 20-year marriage for a person who has, so far, given D-rugs to her underage son, overstepped boundaries multiple times, disappeared for months after being intimate with her, and is now not even promising that their relationship will be traditional, which in this sense implies to mean that she's warning Miranda to not expect monogamy. We catch a glimpse of this at dinner with Che and Miranda, where Che makes it a point to note that Miranda is fun to hang out with, fully clothed.
You are a lot of fun. Even with your clothes on.
Then Che makes this face when Miranda announces herself as their girlfriend.
Could we get a quick selfie with you?
I can take it if you want.
Are you famous too?
Oh, I'm just the girlfriend. Babe.
After a not-so-subtle reminder that Che gets around,
And you hooked up with a friend of ours.
And you slept with another friend of ours?
Okay, well, so, where were we?
Miranda, still gushing over her shiny new love interest, shows up at Che's apartment unannounced with snacks. Che is not happy about this.
Okay. This is awkward. I'm in the middle of writing.
This never happened! Sorry. Have your night. I shouldn't have come. So stupid.
Miranda leaves and begins berating herself for surprising someone she abruptly traveled to another city for, and then Che, once again, tells Miranda the true status of their relationship.
This isn't gonna work if you lock us into those limiting relationship tropes. I'm not a guy, you're not my girlfriend, and we're not dating.
We're not?
Notice how Che is setting all of the parameters of their relationship. Che wants to flirt with Miranda by asking her to smoke oregano when she initially declined. Miranda is now reeking of pot, and her son and his girlfriend notice.
Whoa, Mom, you reek.
Che is the one who didn't want to be with Miranda if she was married. Miranda is now separated from her husband. Che doesn't want Miranda to show up unannounced because they're not dating, so Miranda is now over-apologizing and quickly leaving to correct her mistake. The most egregious thing that Che does this season happens towards the end, when they invite Miranda to a party where their family will be in attendance.
Well, East Coast girls are hip. I really dig those styles they wear. Knock me out when I'm down there.
What's happening? Do you know what's happening?
All of this is my humble way of sharing with you that yours truly is going to California. I'm making a pilot!
Miranda is understandably confused and heartbroken. The previously sober Miranda even begins drinking again, blindsided by Che and their unwillingness to be transparent with their major life plans, despite Miranda working overtime to meet their conditions for the relationship to continue.
I don't want to say anything until it was real. I would have told you privately.
And yet you had time to put together a band and a song and practice.
What can I say? I'm a narcissist.
Because Che knows they wield all of the power in this relationship, they pull a reverse Uno and tell Miranda that they want her to join them as they travel to California.
I fly Saturday. I want you to come to LA.
You want me to come to LA?
Of course I want you to come.
Expecting a new girlfriend with a family she's about to upend via an impending divorce to suddenly quit school, giving up a coveted internship.
I passed up my internship to be there.
The one you said was impossible to get?
What about that internship at Human Rights Watch?
To move across the country on such short notice sounds completely selfish and inconsiderate. But because Miranda has relinquished her backbone, she perks up at the idea of being a last-minute addition to their plans. The season ends with Miranda dyeing her hair back to red and seeing her son off to Europe for the summer, right before heading to California with Che. Despite all of the red flags, Miranda is more than on board with this relationship. Landing at the tail end of last season, we begin with Miranda and Che resuming their relationship in California. It is during the very first episode of the new season that we witness Miranda realizing the honeymoon phase of their relationship is wearing off. Because although Miranda is enjoying the perks of dating a semi-famous comedian, her neurosis still remain. Before a gig, Che and Miranda are about to engage in some adult fun time, but Miranda is having issues navigating the costume for the event. Rather than assist, Che lays in bed and barks at Miranda to hurry it up.
Can we move this along? I've got a set at the Comedy Store at 9.
Didn't they have a beginner model?
I'm not a beginner.
Then they answer the phone pre-coitus.
I'm gonna take this.
While Che is talking to Carrie, Miranda begins to get in her feelings about the very real possibility that their relationship is purely physical.
Some relationships are just about sex. That's the primary dynamic.
Miranda's suddenly not in the mood and prefers to have dinner instead.
I'm on open table. How about we get out of here, grab some dinner, and I come see your set?
I'm still working out menu material.
Oh.
When she does see Che perform, Miranda hugs them from behind, congratulating them for a good set, and Che rebuffs Miranda's affection.
Nope. Don't hug me.
What's wrong?
I'm at work.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were so good.
This comes up again later when Che once again rejects Miranda's affection.
Learning my lines.
Something is different. You don't want me to hold you lately.
You never let me hold you anymore.
Is there something you're not telling me?
But this time, Che explains why.
I'm on a diet. The costume department said that my belly hangs over my jeans, and that's why I keep pushing your arms away. I was afraid to tell you because I don't want you to think of me as this person. God, after everything I've been through.
You are the most beautiful person I have ever seen.
This will probably be one of the only times Che is honest with Miranda. Later, Miranda and Che are engaging in some more adult fun time when Che gets a call from their boss. I think we can all agree that answering the phone for anyone during XES is a no-no. But again, Miranda doesn't mind and is more disappointed than anything.
Don't worry about me. I'll just find someone else to practice giving to.
One of the more important aspects of a relationship is knowing that your partner will provide support when you're in need. Che, this season, seems to go out of their way to show that they will not be this person for Miranda, although Miranda tries to be this for Che. This is illustrated during Miranda's misfortune of losing her phone while volunteering with Alcoholics Anonymous. After she meets some generous surfers who allow her to use their phone to dial Che, Che seems more annoyed than concerned.
I lost my phone on the beach and I can't call an Uber without it. Can you come and get me?
It's rush hour. It'll take me like an hour and a half to get there. We have dinner with Tony Danza in an hour. I'll send someone to get you. Where are you?
Miranda awaits the person Che sent to rescue Miranda from the beach. And as the two begin talking, Miranda stumbles upon a development that Che purposely omitted.
And how do you know Che?
We were married. Technically, still are.
Let's go back to this moment from season 1.
You are in an open marriage, aren't you?
I wasn't, till you.
Are you kidding me?
We probably should have discussed this before now.
You think?
Our times together were so special, and I didn't want to bring up something
like the truth?
Che, who seemed to be extremely offended and enraged at the idea of dating a woman while still being married and not bothering to explain this, is extremely manipulative. Miranda is rightfully confused and shocked. How can she possibly trust someone who didn't disclose their marital status, but demanded that she not only reveal hers and imply that ending the marriage would allow them to continue seeing each other?
I want Che, and this is something that I have to do, or there's no Che. I've met someone.
Che and Miranda later have it out when Miranda asks Che about the Lyle incident.
I had no idea you're actually married.
Here, Che is flippant and cold, treating Miranda's concern as a minor issue and instantly downplaying it.
Well, technically. Yeah, we're both such slackers, we never got around to getting divorced.
Che, I don't know who you are.
Well, join the club, because up until an hour ago, I thought I was Mexican-Irish. Tony Danza and ABC just made me Italian.
I'm serious.
I've got enough on my plate right now, and we're having so much fun.
And with just a simple kiss, Miranda's worries disappear into thin air. Doesn't this look familiar?
Look, I do want to get married someday. I can't date somebody that won't. You know, what's the point?
I thought we were having fun. A little bit of sauce on the lip.
The only way to true happiness is to live in the moment and not worry about the future.
Lately, there has been a lot of discourse regarding women and the various issues they have regarding their relationships with heterosexual men. These women will warn others to be extremely careful when considering making major moves for men, from getting married to having their children to moving for them, especially if leaving family and friends behind. These actions are considered risky, as if the man in question is suppressing his true intentions, becoming legally bound to them, having their children, or isolating yourself by moving to a new city, state, or country would effectively render you trapped. Essentially, the woman is stuck and at the mercy of whatever abuse the man decides to inflict. Now, although this is something that gets brought up a lot in heterosexual relationships, this really could happen in any relationship, and it made me think of Miranda and Che. Miranda moved to the opposite side of the country to be with someone she's known for a very short amount of time and has already made many concessions for. So now, Che, armed with more ego due to their career growth, is withholding intimacy and begins outright lying and omitting crucial information from her. After Miranda helps Che with their lines for an upcoming scene, she attends the taping and gets a call from her son, who was devastated after being dumped while on his European vacation. Like any concerned parent, Miranda wants to be there for Brady, so she sneaks her phone into the episode taping but is thrown out when it goes off. Knowing that Che is not going to be happy, Miranda actually calls Charlotte to validate her decision to parent.
Do you think I'm overreacting?
No, I think this is smart.
Che is still taping the pilot and probably hates me.
Do not worry about Che right now. You are doing the right thing.
When Miranda begins explaining herself to Che instantly snaps.
Listen, I'm really sorry. Brady called me sounding suicidal. He's been trying to reach me for days. I've never heard him cry like that. It scared me, and I was so afraid to miss another call.
You ruined the family scene!
Just a reminder, Che is mad at Miranda because her son, who is the entire reason they even met,
Wow. Cool.
needs her and mildly inconvenienced the scene they were filming. Miranda didn't even raise her voice at Che upon finding out they're still married. Because Che doesn't want their supply to leave California, they disgustingly downplay Brady's emotions and imply that Miranda is overreacting.
Wait. I'm sorry, you're leaving LA?
Yeah.
Miranda, let's just calm down, all right? It's a kid, and it's a breakup, and it's part of life.
Okay, but it's my kid.
They ultimately shut down and dismiss her when she insists on checking on her child.
Do what you gotta do.
Despite this gross display and lack of empathy, Miranda is still holding on to their relationship and is the only one who isn't interested in leaving things on a sour note.
Could we not say goodbye on a yucky note like this?
I hope that Brady's okay, all right? I really do. I do.
We'll talk later. The show is gonna be huge.
Miranda returns to NYC to the dregs of her familial issues, comforted only by a much-anticipated text message from Che. After family therapy, she meets up with Carrie at Che's new NYC apartment, fresh off of the completion of their pilot. Che's husband is also here.
Lyle, I didn't know you'd still be here.
After not introducing Carrie to Lyle, preferring instead to make out with Miranda in front of them like two teenagers.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I keep waiting for someone to introduce us.
Same here.
Miranda mentions to Che that she didn't know Lyle would still be there.
I guess I didn't think that Lyle would still be here.
Che replies rather aggressively, although, again, Miranda is operating off of assumptions due to Che's lack of communication.
Do you think he'd drive me in his truck all the way from LA to Hudson Yards? Turn around and drive 3,000 miles back?
Che tells Miranda that Lyle will be sleeping on the couch, which puts her somewhat at ease. Remembering the two still have guests over, they all head to the bedroom since the couch is broken. Here, Miranda learns even more about Che that they most likely haven't discussed.
We were married in Vegas by an Elvis impersonator. Both of us dressed as Elvis.
Who's Janny?
Janny was kind of our girlfriend.
This wasn't some pervy straight guy idea. I wasn't even down with this at first, but young Che over here wanted to break out of the old norms.
Hello, not just me.
It was totally just you.
Miranda even throws in some self-deprecating comparison to show how inferior she feels next to Che.
We were probably pioneers.
Meanwhile, I was cutting up carrot sticks for Brady's lunchbox.
Once Carrie leaves, Miranda and Che are faced with a problem that the audience already saw coming.
Could you wake him up and move him to the couch?
The broken couch. He sleeps like a dead man, and honestly, I'm so tired, I'm gonna pass out too.
But when this is tested, Che, for the now third time, has led Miranda astray. Lyle wakes up in bed with two women who were just engaging in some adult fun time. Per Che and Lyle's past, this is nothing for the two of them, but for Miranda, who dodged a threesome in the original series.
Sorry, are you doing anything tonight?
You want to do it with me? Let me just make a quick phone call.
This is something that definitely needs to be discussed. But Che doesn't care about boundaries.
I wasn't even down with this at first. You said it was important for us to push our relationship boundaries, right?
So Miranda essentially gets pressured into it.
Are you okay with this?
I need to think about this for a minute because my visceral reaction is no. I mean, how will I ever know unless I try it? We're all here. It's kind of hot.
It's getting less hot the more you talk.
Now, obviously, I can't show what happens next, but I can tell you. Miranda goes along with it even though deep down she's not on board and doing this just to appease Che. Che then completely ignores Miranda during their fun time, turning all of their attention to Lyle, the person they're still married to. Once Miranda realizes that this isn't working out, she leaves, but not before giving her blessing to Lyle and Che to continue. To further continue their manipulation, Che, who was obviously very much into fun time with Lyle, leaves the bedroom to join Miranda on the broken couch. This literally could have all been avoided had Che done this from the beginning. A lot of viewers also speculated that Che had secretly planned this, which, considering Che's history of omitting important details...
Yours truly is going to California.
I want you to come to LA.
I had no idea.
I had no idea you're actually married.
I guess I didn't think that Lyle would still be here.
Isn't that far of a stretch at all. Miranda is capitulating to all of their demands at the expense of her self-respect, the self-respect we saw displayed effortlessly in the original series.
How does it happen that four such smart women have nothing to talk about but boyfriends? What about us? What we think, we feel, we know.
Hey, I don't need to be lectured about science by a man who's doing crop rotation on his forehead. What's more, based on...
Kevin, I'd like you to run in your partner. Did you have something you'd like to say to me in private?
I don't know that it needs to be in private.
I hate with someone else.
Do not follow me. You told me you were divorced.
I'm really separated.
No, we're really separated. See? This is me, separating.
This unfortunate display continues in the next episode where Miranda and Che's difference in schedules further shows how little Che regards her. Granted, it's super early in the morning, but Che knows Miranda still has a life on the other side of town being a mother and all, and a student. So getting up at 4 a.m. shouldn't be a surprise to them.
Hey, come back to bed.
I can't. I have an early class. I don't go home first and wake Brady up. He'll sleep all day. I'll be out of here in 2 minutes.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
How does Che consider Miranda's schedule? By inviting a bunch of people over to their apartment to play Mario Kart and smoke oregano until 3 a.m., of course.
I'm awake. Do you not have the earplugs in?
They don't work.
What time is it?
3:30.
Oh my God.
Just go back to sleep.
I have to be up at 5.
Ignoring the fact that this plot is carbon copied from season 2 when Miranda begins seeing Steve and realizes their schedules don't mesh, Che is offering nothing in terms of compromising to make them both comfortable. Well, besides earplugs. It's only at dinner when Miranda brings up the possibility of moving to keep them from clashing that a solution is offered.
I'm thinking I may move into Naya's spare room.
My loud-ass friends are keeping you awake all night.
And my crazy-ass schedule is keeping you awake all morning.
Che doesn't really seem to care either way and immediately manages to turn the conversation sexual again.
I mean, I love having you there, but whatever works best for you is what I want. The only thing I'm worried about is that spice all over your lips, because I'm not trying to have curry links later.
The death knell of their relationship finally occurs after Che's ego is massively bruised during a focus group of their pilot.
The whole Che character was like a walking boomer joke that felt so fake to me. Just some phony, sanitized, performative bullshit version of what the non-binary experience is. It sucked.
While Miranda is offering buckets of support, Che is rebuffing them at every turn.
ABC can eat shit and die.
Stop telling everybody to eat. It's not helping.
You'll make another show. You'll make an even better show.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
There is nobody like you. You just have to pull yourself out of this. I'll be your cheerleader.
Stop.
Let's go.
Miranda, stop.
Let's go.
Stop.
While Che has every right to want space after dealing with such a major letdown, Che completely pushes Miranda away for an indefinite amount of time.
Would you mind staying the night at your other place?
So I'll see you tomorrow.
You know, honestly, I think I just need a few more days alone.
Side note, how can Miranda be attracted to someone so financially reckless that they would rent an apartment that they can't afford unless their pilot was picked up?
How am I gonna afford this apartment? I was counting on that TV money.
Remember how she was so insistent upon Carrie being smart about moving in with Big in the first film?
So he bought it and you'll live there with him.
Yes, together, that's right.
But he'll own it, so you're keeping your own place, right?
When they finally do reconnect, Che immediately rejects cuddling post-coitus.
I want to cuddle.
Oh, cuddle? Why am I Paddington Bear? Can we just call it a night?
And asks to call it a night before whipping out their phone to do cameos and yet another display of their lack of respect for Miranda.
Hey, this is Che Diaz, wishing Rory Upton a very happy birthday.
I thought we said goodnight.
Well, good night to you, but I still have to record a bunch of cameos. I didn't get around to them today.
As if that wasn't bad enough, Miranda then sees that Che received an unsolicited boob photo from a fan.
Is that a tit?
Yeah, it is. What? Don't be threatened.
Miranda asks why they waited until she was ready to fall asleep to record these individualized videos, and then Che gaslights Miranda by guilt-tripping her.
What else were you doing all day?
Look, since I'm not up for going to the clubs, these are the only way that I can make any money right now, so please don't on it.
What was that voice you were using?
Hey, that feels like a shit, but since you're interested, it's my I'm pretending my life is an over voice.
And then Che continues recording.
Hey, this is Che Diaz. This cameo's for Kyle. Congrats on that early decision, dude. I just know you're gonna kill it at the California Institute of Technology!
Miranda gets some sense and decides to leave, finally standing up for herself and not allowing Che to get their way again, even when they try to pull the reverse Uno.
I can't sleep with you doing those.
Come on, don't leave pissed.
I am pissed!
Is that the only part of me you want? Che Diaz, boy and comic?
Don't talk to me like that. I don't deserve that.
No, you don't.
It's apparent to the audience that this is the beginning of the end for these two. Carrie calls Che, who is still sulking in their apartment, to accompany her to an event for moral support.
I need you to go with me to WidowCon. I know it's a lot to ask.
Then they negatively refer to Miranda as their mother.
My mommy said I have to leave the house at some point this week. Miranda.
Che, who couldn't have been bothered to stop making videos on their phone for Miranda, instantly agrees to leave the house for Carrie, in a blizzard no less. After Che gets back from Carrie's event, Miranda appears. Having just had an argument with her ex-husband, Miranda wants some time alone with Che. But Che doesn't.
From where we are now, this probably isn't gonna get better.
Miranda has now just been dumped by a person who kept their marital status hidden until it was revealed at the last minute, pressured her into having a threesome, made zero accommodations for her, withdrew affection constantly, gaslit and guilt-tripped her on multiple occasions, and then discarded her once she had the audacity to care about their mental health.
2 back-to-back breakups. I'm killing it over here.
But somehow, Che manages to be even worse post-breakup. When hanging out with Carrie, Che asks if Miranda is ghosting them.
Is Miranda ghosting me?
Define ghosting.
Okay, that's a big yes.
Carrie dances around the question, but once Che gets the hint, they become aggressive.
Something doesn't work out for her, she gets very introspective.
Carrie, I don't need to hear a TED Talk on Miranda.
Okay.
No, I was asking because she left a box of her shit in my apartment.
To further punish Miranda for dating them, while workshopping some new material for an upcoming stand-up gig, Che decides to make Miranda the butt of the jokes. It is brutal, it is harsh, it is completely undeserved.
I just got out of an 8-month relationship with a married straight white woman. I know, 8 months. Wouldn't it have been quicker and less painful to just slam my in a car door? Yeah, she brought 4 people into our bed. Me, her husband, and her son. First time we had it took forever. Am I queer? Yeah, I was confused as well. She was confused about everything, and I was confused about why I was her. I have to go.
When Miranda leaves, obviously hurt, not only does her best friend not check on her, but Che comes outside and doubles down on their choice to trash their relationship for the sake of comedy.
What kind of a person gets up on stage and makes jokes like that about what happened between us?
A stand-up. Why are you so surprised? I'm a stand-up comic. I get on stage and I make jokes about the bad things that happen in my life.
I'm a bad thing that happened in your life?
God, it's all bad, Miranda. That's the point of comedy.
I never thought of you as a bad thing that happened in my life. Until now.
And this is the same person who wondered if Miranda was ghosting them. Because Miranda's best friend is so wonderful, Carrie dismisses Miranda's apprehension to attend a party she's throwing where Che, for whatever reason, is invited.
I'm afraid I don't feel comfortable coming to your last supper.
Well, too bad. You're coming.
When Miranda shows up, she, not Che, is the one who takes the initiative to make things right.
Hi, we can't ruin Carrie's thing.
I will never do those jokes or talk about you on stage ever again. I am so sorry I hurt you.
I was just so surprised. I thought we ended well.
Yeah, well, I did too, until you never returned my 2 calls. That is not why I did those jokes. I thought they were funny.
Those jokes were not funny.
Agree to disagree.
Miranda is desperate to find a silver lining and maintains that though their relationship was a train wreck, it was necessary.
We were a train wreck.
But like a good train wreck, right? And you get off the train in a new place. A place where you needed to go to, but only that train could get you there. That's what I want to believe.
At this point, Miranda is just trying to convince herself that she wasn't in an abusive relationship. And because the showrunners are desperate to make us like an emotionally abusive person, just because they're not a cisgender heterosexual male, Che gets rewarded with a new love interest, which we'll have to watch develop in season 3. Oh, well, I guess not. Thanks for watching.